I've talked about it on my TikTok. I've said it on my social media statuses that Mikey from Savage Hands and Rory from Dayseeker are coming through for a segment to drink some beer on Drink It or Leave It. And for traditional scents, we're going to take one of them and we're going to shotgun it for the first taste test. So. We're not going to shotgun it.
I was like, he's a fucking tall boy, dude. I'm like, yeah, maybe this guy. Yeah, Jesus. When you said we're gonna shotgun, I looked at all three of them and I was like, fuck. Like, hey, I won't turn you down, you know? We're rock stars in here. We can't be turning that shit down.
No, dude, that's what we do. I think it's like, in our blood.
These are gonna go down good.
Exactly, because they're IPAs and shit. Well, the August Burns Red one's an ale, so it's like whatever. But Rory and I were DMing real quick before we came on. He's like, "Wait, I don't have to like fucking chug these, right?" I was like, "Nah, dude." Like, I was like, "If you want to, dude, like that's totally cool." Like,
I didn't know if this was supposed to be like hot ones, but you get your guests just like fucked up, like instead of making them like hot wings. You know,
you just gave us the new idea for when we do this in person.
It's also like a great idea for a lawsuit to happen too, so that's like awesome. Like,
well, you make them sign something obviously before we do this. Like,
yeah, here's this NDA to come on the podcast. Like, that's totally chill and relaxed.
But I appreciate you guys coming by. Welcome. Rory's going on tour soon. Mikey's going to the studio hopefully soon in Tennessee. So things start to look up, but we're here to drink some beers and just fucking chill and like talk about what the future holds and shit. So how you guys doing though, by the way, before we start cracking these open?
I'm in the process of moving around. I'm renting a spot now after I sold my house, and then I'm moving back home with the parents for a couple of months before I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and we're about to go to the studio in October, November, which is tight, and that's just pretty much what's been going on. We've just been writing music and hanging out. I've been lifting, getting swole.
Dude, you're getting fucking jacked though. Like on a serious note.
All vocalist in the scene. I'm telling you, I'm coming for it. The title's
James
mine.
Blakey would like a word with you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm in a subcategory though. I'm like tiniest swole vocalist
featherweight.
In the scene, you know, it's like I can't you got people like Jake from ABR and freaking Ronnie Rack. It's like he's pretty ripped, honestly. Have you ever seen pictures of him? I mean, he's always performing with his shirt off and stuff. He's pretty ripped too.
So you're trying to get into that category though.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I told people that, like, because people were like, "Yo, like, what made you like want to get in shape and stuff?" Like, and I was like, "Well, my reason is because like it makes me feel better." So
right,
if you feel whatever skin you feel best in, stick with that, you know. But for me, yeah, I'm just trying to look good, feel good. But yeah, that's just pretty much what's been going on. Just all positive vibes all around, trying to keep it cool. Because the pandemic totally depressed me along with probably a lot of other people. So I had to find a way to like break out of that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And Rory, it's cool that you guys are going back on tour with We Came as Romans, and they reached out to me on TikTok because like I do segments where I just preach bands and shit. So one of the bands in the segments was Dayseeker, and they were like, "That's our dude." I was like, "I know." I was like, "You guys are going on tour with him soon." Then they followed me back. I was like, all right, I can retire this career now on TikTok if they follow me back. So now it's real. But
yeah, they're good guys, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to get out there. I had a daughter about 7 or 8 months ago, so that's like the only bummer I think of leaving for tour now is like I had COVID like a month ago and I had to like not see her for like 10 days and it fucking sucked. But I feel like it was a soft tour prep to like not get around her as much maybe. But no, it's I'm really happy though. Otherwise, it feels like really surreal that it's happening though, because I think I just got so used to like not playing anymore.
Yeah, 2 years feels like it's been an eternity. And
I
honestly,
can't believe it's been 2 years, man.
Like And it's weird when we went from 2020 to 2021, and now we're going to be in 2022. And it's like, when the fuck was the next year supposed to be happening? Like, this is so confusing. Like, but no, I mean, I'm hoping for the best for the both of you. I mean, because you guys do this professionally. You do it, on the road. So like, we just want to have the best blessings for the both of you and the rest of this industry, just to get back to a normal schedule and talk and drink beers, see you guys in person live when you guys come around. That's easy because we're from Philadelphia, so wouldn't be a problem. But
yeah, that's
nice.
awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's our first stop, I think, at the
the
Theater of Living Arts.
Yeah,
it's a good venue. Have you ever played there before?
We did. It's a cool venue. We had really bad sound the last time we played. There's just it's weird. There's some rooms you play at where like it can be like the biggest stage and the coolest room, and it just sounded like shit. Like to us, anyways, when we were playing. So I hope that doesn't happen again, because that's like our first show back. But
hopefully they got a new sound guy.
Just like you can like take all that bad energy and go right down the street and go get like a Jim's cheesesteak and like get that real Philly authentic feel. So, and then like if you have a bunch of beers like you do today, like it tastes even better. So
there you go.
Yeah, exactly. It's secret grease, dude. It's not the best cheesesteak, but it's definitely in your area. It's
good. It's a good drunk cheesesteak, dude. Correct. There's like a classification. You got like drunk cheesesteaks that just taste fantastic when you're drunk, but if you taste it sober, it tastes like shit. And that Jim's cheesesteaks are exactly what that is.
There were two spots right by the venue, and we had one. I don't know. We went to one that like looked more poppin', but then somebody told us there was a different one that was like better, and the one I had was just kind of okay. But I think it's literally on the corner, like
it's probably Jim's.
That was definitely Jim's.
Might have been, yeah.
Jim's is pretty poppin'. There's like an upstairs level too.
It's like it looks like a Nifty 50s kind of thing, like
with the checkered stuff. That was it. It was decent. If somebody told me though there was another one, I swear to God, like a minute or two away, that was like a lot better, but we just went with that one.
I hope it's not Geno's or Pat's, because they're totally invalid and they're not from Philly if they say that, because they're the touristy parts of.
You gotta do it like once, man. Like,
I went to Geno's. Yeah.
Like, it's not bad, but like we get picky when we have them as a privilege in our fucking back door or backyard all the time. You know what I mean? So.
Well, it's like the photo op place to go. Like anytime like Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football is here, what the hell do? They go to the Pat's and Geno's freaking line. They're like, "Oh, it's Pat's and Geno's cheesesteaks, dog. Look at this." It's like, wow, I haven't seen this before. Awesome.
No, really. Mikey, you're the honorary guest and basically put this together. Do you want to start with your homebrew with Dogfish Head, or is there something else you want to start with? Because we only have 3 beers that we're trying out real quick.
We can try this. I actually, I know it's a homebrew, but I don't drink Dogfish Head at all. Like, I think I've only had like one ever.
I'm the same way, actually. Like, I love beer, but Dogfish Head has never been in like my top category, but I've never had this one before. So,
yeah, it smells good though. I like
Liquid Truth Serum.
Yeah, you're not obligated to drink the whole thing. I might not, because I'll be wasted like I was the last episode with Andreas, but drink it or leave it. Just a 0 from 5 decibels are acceptable.
It's very official rating system too. So like when you think of a number, like you have to lock into it because it's going to go in the archive forever.
Yeah, we literally have a website being built for the archive. So
what's the scale? Like 1 to 10?
0 to 5. So 0.1 to 5. Can't go over 5. I think I'm just copying off of the app Taver, and this is not a sponsored fucking bit. That's how I was able to get the August Burns Red beer, because you had to live in PA, and you can only buy 6 beers, and I was like, I have to do this.
Like, I haven't even. You had one of them, right? Because you gave me one.
It was the Constellations one. The one I gave you was that we all have right now is the Leveler 10th anniversary. Yeah. But I have the Constellations one that I drank.
Man, I wish I didn't have enough to send, but I didn't even think about it. My band did a collab beer with our hometown brewery, and we did our album release there, and they had all the beers and stuff, but they put them out in stores, but they gave me 100 to take on tour, and we drank 90 of them before the tour.
Fuck.
We only had fucking tour. I was supposed to bring Sean from our label, and like by the time we got out to California, half the tour, like the tour got cut in California. So like once we got there, I was like, well, maybe it's a good thing we didn't see Sean because I don't have any more beer. But I give this a 2 out of 5.
Nice. Okay.
I'm not. It's just I mean, everybody has their own, particular wants and needs from a craft, but for me, it's just a little bland.
It's like a typical IPA.
Yeah, like that's it just tastes like just your typical IPA. I wouldn't have known that it was Dogfish. Like if you would have poured this in, because like I won't buy Dogfish, but if someone was like, hey, like, can you give me a craft beer? And I was like, they only have one on tap, it would be this one, and like that would be fine. Drink it. So I like it. I'm gonna drink it all.
I'll give it. I think I'm gonna give it a 3. It's kind of. I had a big IPA phase in like my early 20s, and I got like you turn into like a beer snob after you drink piss beer in high school.
You wear the beanie and everything too. Yeah,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you start getting tattoos and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You start a band.
Yeah, and then you make the biggest mistake of your life, and then
you become a drummer, and it's like then you become an asshole. So.
No,
that was the wrong camera.
I'm not super into IPAs anymore, but this is actually pretty it's pretty refreshing. I like it. I also, but because I had COVID a month ago, it has kind of fucked with my taste. Like I couldn't taste some stuff for like 2 days, and then like I'd say I'm at like 50 or 60% now. Like some stuff I eat, and I'm like, yeah, I can taste that, and other times I'm like, this shit tastes bland, and people are like, no, it's fine. I'm like, oh fuck, all right, like. I'm still
like that was actually elongated because they said it was supposed to be like a 2-week thing, but you're actually having like elongated effect for it.
Yeah, no, dude, I've at my job I've helped people who had COVID, and they've like told me that like months have gone by and they like still can't taste or smell anything.
The fact that you're even like getting it back even slightly is kind of surprising because everybody that I've talked to that has either lost sense of smell or sense of taste or both, it's been like a year and they haven't regained anything.
Wow, that's horrible.
Damn, you're lucky, then.
Yeah, seriously, fuck. I've never gotten COVID, so I wouldn't know. But I mean,
at least I hope I never got COVID.
That's the thing too. We don't even know.
Get it at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
We don't even know. I mean, I just get shooting boosters into my fucking veins, but I mean, we just don't know. Like, it could be a possibility where like I am like asymptomatic, so I could have technically had it. Like my brother's ex-girlfriend that she was around, she had COVID. She was living in the house that I was living in, but I like stayed away, and then I was babysitting Zach's dog when they were on vacation. I never got COVID, so it's like I don't know. It's crazy, but I already had one shot prior to that. It's very tricky, but nonetheless, it is refreshing. I do like it. I bought this the one day. I was surprised by it. But it's not one of my favorite IPAs. I think it's pretty good. I usually drink IPAs on a regular especially
beer snob, dude. See, look, drummer, beer snob, it's all here.
I could easily drink a 6-pack of this and like be completely satisfied with it, but I'll definitely give it like a 3.3 because it's like I could probably go back to a store and buy it again, but I would still like to explore other options. I don't think it's the best out there, but I think it's like totally worth to sit down, like something like this, and just chill and just fucking sip on it or something.
Definitely got like summer vibe to it, but 2.75 dog. Give it like slightly above average. That's
shit, you can get into decimals.
Yeah, but
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you can.
It's changing the game.
It does change the game. You can like dial it in. So definitely, like with the calibrated palate right now, like a 2.75. It's not average, but it's not warranted to be above average. It's like right between there.
So you wouldn't buy this again? Like if you had the opportunity to, like, you know what, I can go for another 6-pack like within the next week.
I probably would personally, but
yeah, it's not bad.
What do I know? So
topic conversation. Rory, did you know you're popular on TikTok for some reason? I mean, there's got to be a reason for it, but did you know you're popular on TikTok?
No, not really. I feel, man, I feel like that shit hits your age a little bit. Like every time I have to download a new app, I'm like, oh God, I can't like
What a
even
chore.
even when I had to like kind of get into Twitter a few years ago, and I was like, I don't get this shit. And then TikTok is I'm like kind of getting the hang of it, but when I downloaded it the first time, I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm old as fuck. Like I don't know how to use this shit, and like
Me too.
I don't want to use it because because I feel like I just don't have the patience because I'm fucking in my 30s. But no, it's really weird. I posted like a couple videos, and I also don't understand it though, because some people are like, oh, you can like your shit can like blow up kind of, and it like I posted just stuff that I post on my Patreon. They're just like longer clips of like live one takes, and like they all got like couple thousand views, like nothing crazy. And then I did a one take of this song called Already Numb, and I just kind of like didn't open the app for like a week, and then I went back and then it had like it had like 40,000 views on it, and I was like, why? Like why did that one like that's not even a cover, like that's like an original, like that shouldn't really happen. So that's the only time I was like, oh cool, like it like it worked a little bit. But then I posted other covers since then, and it's the same thing. They get like 3 or 4,000 views. So I have no idea. I don't know what makes your videos pop off or not, but
Nobody does.
it's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, it seems like I see people who are really popular on there, and it seems really cool. I just like I don't know how to. I don't know. I don't know how to make it work for me. I just am gonna keep posting weird shit and just see what happens.
I'll definitely throw you some tips because like I've shared not only Savage Hands, but I've shared a fair amount of Dayseeker as well. And I've kind of like debunked the algorithm, but it's still super weird. Like it's just like a fucking process you have to like really take into consideration. Because I told Zach, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work. And it's very interesting. So all I do basically, like if you don't know, like I just collab artists together. Like so, like the post-hardcore, like Mikey is the face and Savage Hands is the face of my playlist, which is modern post-hardcore, and that's gotten attention from the TikToks and shit. But I try to do like different parts and such. Like I'll do bands evolving over time, and like a perfect example of that is like Bring Me the Horizon, which is like such a very well evolved band that have gone more successful over the years, which is like cool shit, and people like that and shit. But going back to examples and stuff, like I'll do like genre suggestions, post-hardcore, metalcore, this and that. I had Savage Hands being one where it was like over 20,000 views, and it's like cool, like but it's a collaboration, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Savage Hands, Awake at Last, Until I Wake, which I got signed to Fearless, and I do other sections, and like it's crazy because like I guess like whatever the genre or I guess whatever the topic is, it's like it's blank TikTok. So I did a segment which I had to go back into because I just got back off of like a really busy couple weeks of work. I did a segment where it's like bands that are super underrated, part 1, part 2, part 3, and I just posted a very small clip of Sleep Talk. And dude, that shit blew up like real fucking quick. Like, oh, I'm on Dayseeker TikTok. I'm like, I guess.
Was
like,
that the one where Marshmallow commented on it, right?
That was the pop punk one.
Oh, that was the pop punk one.
Yeah, it was like,
but still,
welcome to the next generation of pop punk or some shit.
Yeah.
But 348,000 views, 30,000 likes, and these people just. I don't know, man. There's a collective community for Savage Hands and Dayseeker throughout TikTok, which is pretty fucking incredible.
That's sick, man. I didn't know that video did that well. I wish I had the energy. I don't know. I feel like especially having a kid now, I feel like even paying attention to my regular social media is like a chore sometimes. But yeah,
it technically is, dude. People don't understand how much of a job that is aside from what we do on a regular basis. People don't understand. Like it's hard.
Yeah, there's people out there that you can pay to run all that stuff for you. You know what I mean? It is a job. Like, cause I was about to do that. Well, I was about to do that for a friend of mine. I was gonna manage their stuff just because they didn't want to fool with it, but it ended up not working out. I was going to do it for free, but, you know, I was like, yeah, you like a job, like, it's crazy. Because, like, my manager, like, when we first signed on, I was like, yo, do you, like, want into any of our social media? Like, are you that kind of guy?" And he was like, I don't want shit to do with that. I'm not posting
No.
anything. Like, that is all y'all. He was like, I hope that doesn't, like, turn you away or anything. But yeah, I don't mess with social media. I was like, it's all good. Just asking.
Dude, it's
You know?
fucked up. It's a lot of work. Like Zach and I just hired an assistant to like do a lot of our emails. Like,
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you need it, man. Like,
Oh, dude.
it's like our old drummer, Johnny. Rory, you met Johnny, our old drummer, the one with the brand. So, I mean, he left the band because his clothing brand surpassed everything. And, he's a millionaire living in LA now, and he's got a warehouse. He moved a bunch of his friends from here in Maryland out there to work for him, and he's got, support people and dudes in the shop. Like, I just went out there a couple months ago. I helped him. He's doing some music stuff on the side, and I helped him write an EP of a mixture of genre music, and we were just hanging out at the warehouse all day. Super fun. But his guys, I just went out in the warehouse and watched them package clothing and all that stuff. Is just crazy. Like, it's crazy the amount of jobs that are out there, truly, man. Like, within social media, things like that.
What's the clothing brand name?
It's called Ransom. He's like a streetwear brand, and his clothes mainly fit into like the hip hop culture world, like, but not just hip hop. It's just like streetwear, like what kids wear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like younger kids, like there's people our age that wear the stuff like I wear it. But his demographic is mainly from like ages 12 to 21. Like that's the age range right there. And he does so well with it. Like,
That's dope.
and a lot of his success came from collaborations with like bigger streetwear artists at the time, and then like getting like certain hip hop artists that they were cool with to, wear the stuff on stage or just like promo in it, and it looks good. It's kind of like the old, like, do you guys remember back when like everybody like was getting like clothing sponsors, like Archaic? You remember that?
Yeah.
All that stuff. It's like those streetwear brands that are popping up right now. It's like on that kind of line. Like, yeah, if we get this guy to wear our stuff, we're gonna blow up, and like it actually happens. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah, it actually works though.
If you were endorsed by a clothing apparel company, you were like huge in your local scene. Like, oh, dude, like these guys, fuck, like we should really check them out. And it's like, okay, sure, like and it's true though. That's like, and then I think the next thing that evolved to it was like, I think the drum companies were really like SJC and Truth were like the most prominent drum companies to really sponsor bands throughout like our early emo, post-hardcore scene days, which I don't think is relevant anymore because SJC has taken over. So it's like now you just got everybody has a fucking SJC drum set or something.
Yeah. I think the guitar thing is slowly changing up too. Like, it's crazy. Over the years, like, I don't even play guitar, but I just notice what everyone is playing. And I remember for a while it was the LTD, the matte black finish with the yellow outer
Every
lining.
metalcore guitar player had
Yeah.
that. Every guitar player had that.
Yeah.
But finally, I think that one has like outworn its welcome. Like, my guitar's had one, like, but I think that guitar's finally worn its welcome, and like, every band has a different guitar now, not the same one.
For the first time in a while.
Fellas, this thing's
dude,
I
like,
don't drink.
Even like even boutique guitars, like now, I think they've kind of like turned a corner these past couple years in terms of like the craftsmanship on more boutique brands that you're paying a premium for, and like the customizability that you have with it, especially with like the local scene and like the artists that you can put it in their hands. And like most of these guys, they're they're like virtuosos in their own right. And going back to the social media thing, they get most of their work by going through social media and like promoting their stuff and showing how good they are that way. And then obviously the pandemic happened, and guys like Tim Henson that are content creators, aside from like their actual job as being in a band as a touring musician and writing albums and stuff like that, like the dude's just a freak, and you just want to sit there and like just watch him, and it's just like it's insane. Yeah. But like the boutique brands have been so big, and like I like no, I don't know if you're like familiar with like brands like Novo.
No,
I don't think so.
Yummy when it comes to like, I just know like the main 4 or 5 companies for guitars.
Fender, ESP, Gibson, that shit. But Fender's been doing like the same thing in terms of like they've kind of cornered the market and being like they have everything that's accessible for high-end playing where you're paying a premium for, but for the beginner that wants to learn and play in his bedroom for the rest of his life, they have shit for that guy too. It's the best stuff you can buy. And they like completely just crushed it during the pandemic, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah, our guitarist bought two brand new guitars during the pandemic, and then my cousin Kenny, he's our van mechanic. You know, he owns his own shop and he takes care of us on the van. You know, he's not. I mean, I'm not saying all car mechanics are, you know, shiesty, but they can be. You know, and like
the stereotype is befitting of them. Yeah.
He's not. So that's always a nice thing to have, you know, under your belt, is someone to trust with, you know, and he's also a good guy to be like, if we're on the road, I say, hey, this happened and I'm at this shop and they're telling me it's going to be this much. And he'll be like, that's not right. You know, like he saved me on that this week I had a bearing about to blow in my Jeep, and I went over and took it somewhere close, and they were trying to charge me like $600 for one bearing. And it's,
dude, fuck that. No, they're ripping off.
No, dude. That's such a good guy to have in your back pocket. Like that's the kind of stuff you don't really think about before going out on the road. It's like, I don't know shit about cars. Like I could barely change my own oil kind of stuff, dude. So like I would be the guy that they take advantage of. Like I would love to have a guy I can just call and be like, hey man, like they're saying this. Is this legit? Like that's so like valuable to have.
Yeah. But yeah, he gave us 2. So he's an avid guitar player, like, and he's, you know, he's in his 50s. So he's collected a lot over the years. He's become more of a collector than a player now. And I think he met one of my other guitarists, like, that didn't have a whole bunch of guitars at the time. Like, you know, he was in the process of, like, doing a lot of moving. He was selling stuff, and he had just joined the band. So, like I said, like, because he quit music for a while, and then we brought him in, and he just didn't really have much. So he was kind of, like, borrowing my other guitarist's guitar, or like my bassist guitar, just kind of getting by like that, and it's all good. But he wanted his own and stuff, and like freaking he was talking to my cousin, and my cousin was like, what kind of guitar do you play? And he was like, well, I play Nate and Justin's Fenders or whatever. He's like, you like Fender? And he was like, yeah, I do. And he was like, this is the model that like I'm gonna buy like when I get the money. And he was like, I got that guitar at the house. He was like, would you take it if I gave it to you as a gift?
What? Oh,
damn, man.
Whoa, dude, no way.
It was like a Fender hollow body.
Like one of the thin line, like a thin line Telecaster or something?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was, well, like this was at the album release, so like naturally I was hammered because they gave me a set beer every
fucking rockstar
song.
mentality, dude.
And like, dude, I had 11 IPAs that were 6%.
Jesus Christ, dude!
Dude, you got
fucking
goose,
kidding me?
bro.
Yeah.
Was goose.
Was this before or you after the set?
Dude, top 5 worst hangovers of my life.
Oh,
But,
that's. I was just telling Zach about that earlier. Like the worst hangovers I have is from these fucking IPAs, dude.
Dude,
swear to
legit,
God,
man.
But they were talking all night there, and then the next day we had sound check because our tour that we were going on was in 2 weeks, so we had sound check. So, like I said, that hangover was terrible, dude. So the next day he's just like all excited, and I was like, "Why are you so like? What's going on, man? What are you excited?" Like he's like, "Dude, your cousin said he was gonna give me a guitar last night, like my dream guitar." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! Like he's not doing that." He did that shit, and he went up
Wow, man.
gave us another guitar. He gave us 2 guitars. I'll send you, George. I'll send you a picture.
It's so
like
sick, dude.
Yeah, dude. He gave us 2 guitars. I was like, holy shit. So now, like, I mean, do we have so many guitars at the house? It's crazy. Them guys got so much to pick from. Like, when we go to the studio, it's like full of guitars. But not like when we go to Nashville, we're bringing the one. Like, but when we write just demo, we have like guitar there, just trying to pick sound.
That's awesome, man. What a sweet guy.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally hooked you up. You know what was a huge surprise? When John Mayer started like getting endorsed with PRS. That like blew my mind. I was like, isn't this like a prog metal mostly?
Dude, PRS crushes the game, man. They've like covered all their bases amongst like the guitar community now.
Yeah.
And like
it's a super diverse company to like have that, you know what I mean?
Well, they go like all over. Like they got fusion guys, they got metal. Now obviously like that was kind of what they were missing, is like that guy that kind of encompasses, he's kind of genreless at this point, I would say. I mean, he definitely does like the pop stuff that's radio friendly, but like at the same time he has like his creative freedom where he can do what he wants and what he wants to write.
Except I'm gonna make a TikTok about one of his recent singles where the intro sounds like a erectile dysfunction commercial, and I'm just gonna fucking be like, John Mayer, why are you here? Like, bro, let me fucking let me talk about my commercial.
Why am I on erectile dysfunction TikTok right now? Because I'm there.
Yeah, clear that cache like ASAP.
Yeah, you should do a TikTok where it's like I smoked that shit and now I'm on erectile dysfunction. And it's like, dude, do it,
bro. The For You page fucks me up sometimes. Like literally, when I see some of the videos that very specific, I'm like, they literally said For You, bro. Like,
yeah, right.
Like it's fucked up.
How does this make you feel right now? Like,
dude, it's weird. It's fucking weird. All right, so let's crack open another one. Do we do the ABR last, or do you guys want to do the Lanternfly shit? Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to drink all of this Lanternfly stuff, considering I think the ABV is.
So wait, do you guys have lanternflies near you? Like, have you had this problem?
What do you mean? Like when you say lanternflies, like I feel like we have them, but we call them lightning bugs. Like, do they like?
No. So, dude, like,
no. It must be a Northeast thing.
You see, like the label here with that guy.
Yeah.
So I guess like
7.5.
There's they're red lanternflies, and like 2 years ago, like actually like right before the pandemic, like we were told by the state, if you see them, you have to kill them, and if you kill one, you have to tell the state because they've like migrated over, like I guess through like a shipping carton or something, and they are killing every like kind of insect in the area. So I guess they made this beer like because it became such a problem, but I thought that was like a common thing. So you guys haven't heard anything about this? Wait until it gets to you guys. Like everybody's gonna go crazy about it. That's what they did here. So.
Also, spoiler alert: this beer tastes like shit. I don't know about you guys.
Literally, just about to say this shit tastes like lanternflies. This shit.
Yeah, dude. Like this is actually bad.
It's
a zero, right?
I don't want to. I want to be brutal with it, but it's not. There's no flavor to it. It's completely flat. Like I don't know.
0.5.
It tastes like fucking soy sauce or something.
Oh, I hate soy sauce, dude.
Soy sauce, bro.
Is this Saucony Creek? What is this?
Goopy. I don't know, man. It's not a.
Jesus.
It's a no from me, dog. Yeah, I'm like, I was like, damn, I guess it'll be nice and give it a 1. But I mean, if you can get,
you don't have to be, dude. This shit sucks.
And shit, probably like half of a 1. Like I would never drink this and be like, I'll have that again. Like if somebody offered me the first one, like a Dogfish head, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll have that. It's not
It was
bad.
good.
Make sure I tag. What is this? Saucony
Saucony
Creek. I'll make sure
Saucony?
Saucony, whatever. I'll tag them in the video and I'll be like, yo, like get your shit checked.
Dude, honestly,
Where
like
did you guys find out about this one from?
get some criticism, dude. I mean, I don't know. Like I go to a local beer distributor. So in PA it's weird. So like you can't buy liquor and beer in the same store. So you have to go to because like the liquor stores are state stores. But long story short, they usually like showcase these fucking IPAs and ales and all this shit, like just craft beer, like microbreweries. And I'm like, okay. And like I just grabbed 3 or 4. All right, this will be for the segment for sure. But this tastes like dog shit. I don't think it's good at all. I think it needs to be fucking put down a fucking sink.
Because it was brewed up in Kutztown, which is like Amish country, and there's nothing fun that happens up in Kutztown, dude.
Jesus Christ. I don't like this. I literally give this like a fucking 0.7. Like this is not good at all. Like
yeah, not a fan.
No, it's a New England IPA, and that's usually the first thing I go to like a local bar. Like we have like Naked Brewing, Neshaminy Creek, all this stuff. I'm like the first thing I go for is a New England IPA.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I know. We should just put more of their beers on the fucking podcast instead of this dog shit.
Well, they promote. They have like a lot of punk bands come through there and play. Like I think right before the pandemic they had Rancid come through, which was like really cool.
That is cool.
But yeah.
Hey, Joel. For y'all's next one, I'll send you some beer from the brewery down here. It's called Mully's. They brew some real good stuff.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they and hopefully in the future we'll do another collab, you know. I think they'll do it again. Like it didn't cost them anything. They sold out of our beers, but like I said, they did like a 500 canning, you know what I mean, for like distribution. So they sold. People love them down here. They're really good. So I'll send you guys some of those.
Oh yeah, dude.
What kind of beers do y'all like normally? Like, cause that'll help me pick out what I'll send you.
Literally lagers. Like lagers is always the go-to for me. Like.
They even make a seltzer over there, bro. It's kind of tight.
A lot of them have been starting to do that.
Once White Claw started fucking coming out, dude, like that shit was fucking mainstream. So people started fucking jumping on the trend. Like you know, even corporate companies like Bud Light and fucking. I don't think Miller's done it though, but Bud Light was like one of the big ones that was like, all right. And White Claw doubled down, dude. They're doing like the Bud Light Platinum, where it's like. Oh, now it's White Claw extra.
Surge or whatever.
Like, no way.
Surge, dude.
Come on, man.
Dude, even like Corona does one.
So, Corona ones are good though.
You had it?
Rory's face makes me like in so much pain from drinking that. Like you could just toss that, dude. We'll just drink ABR's beer.
I feel like it's like weirdly getting better the more I drink it. I don't know.
The only thing I actually like about it is that it's kind of like smoother, but like it kind of smells like funk, bro.
Dude, it's so flat.
It's so bad, yeah. No,
it's so flat.
That's why I haven't given my rating yet, because I'm waiting. It's one of those ones where I have to
it's also a slow burn, huh?
Also, my eyes are like kind of low, I'm noticing, but I'm not drunk or anything. It's just late. So
he's vibing right now. Mikey's on a vibe right now.
You're high
maybe. might have like took a little hit ski when I took the dog out to pee or something. I don't know. I like got to go to work and stuff tomorrow.
Don't worry, dude. I won't tell anybody. It's a secret.
Dude,
just make sure your mom doesn't find out.
So Rory's Rory. You said 0.5, I think. I said 0.7.
0.5, yeah.
0.5.
10 out of 10 would not have this ever again in my
Mikey,
life.
go ahead.
And now I don't trust Saucony. Now I'm like
same. That was my first impression, dude.
You know, it makes me want to try something different from them just to like have something better. You know what I mean?
What a nice
like,
guy.
See, I just
give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's for
the same
me.
thing. It's like if a girl burns you, you're like, you know what? Let me give her another chance. I can't.
You know what?
There it is.
I'm gonna meet her sister, and then like that, I'll give her a chance.
And then I'll give her a chance too. Yeah, and then I'll meet her cousins too at the family
you go
reunion.
down the family tree until you find the right one.
Yeah. That's definitely like a no-fail solution. Like, it's gonna work.
Oh my god.
You know what? Okay, I'm with Mikey. I'm gonna try another beer from this shitty brewery, and we'll see. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank God it's only on the East
I will
Coast,
try
dude.
another one. Yeah.
From Kutztown. When you come to Philly, we'll give you another shitty beer from this company from Kutztown, and we'll see what happens.
We'll all have one together, and we'll have a new rating. Yeah. Damn, I'm gonna be there in 2 weeks. That's fucking crazy.
I know that is crazy, dude.
Has it set in yet that like you're kind of like, it's been how long? It's been
2 years.
2019 since you guys have been out on the road, or were you on the road when the pandemic happened?
Yeah, the We Came as Romans tour started in like March of 2020. So yeah, we were out for a week, and then I just kept seeing like a bunch of friends tours getting canceled, like one day and another day, and I was like, shit, like it's coming. So we were in we drove to Worcester in Massachusetts to play at the Palladium. This was supposed to be a good show too, man. Like 1,500 people, and then like We Came as Romans was sound checking. We got to the venue, and they were like, the fucking, like, the governor stepped in and basically like canceled any events of people over 200, and then they were like, hey, like,
it just kept growing.
Yeah. So for us it's been about a year and a half. So it's been about 18 months, and no, it hasn't settled in, but honestly, the few weeks leading up to tour are like, they're so stressful anyways. Just like, you got like get enough rehearsals in to make sure you don't sound like shit. You got to pick up all your merchandise. And we're like adding in a new drummer we've like never met or played with before. Like, it's wild. Yeah, like we met him 2 days ago, and I'm like, we leave in fucking 2 weeks.
Like, as if you like didn't have much else to worry about. So.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's no, it's cool though. I'm excited. I just hope I'm hoping because I got COVID and because everybody else in our group is vaccinated that like the odds of us getting sick is low, and honestly the protocol is like no joke. I don't know if it's just like a liability thing, but they sent like this 2-page sheet, and it's straight up like I would go talk to people after we played at our table, you know, to help well, just to like appease like fans, but also like, I mean, it helped with like merch sales and shit, and like
for sure, dude.
Straight up is like protocol. It's like no band members are allowed in the merch area, and they're like don't go into the crowd unless like you absolutely need to, and like if you have guests coming, like they're subject to rapid tests. Like dude, it's just like, it's really intense. It literally is almost like, it's not, they're even kind of like, you hang out in your van or in your separate green room. Like, don't hang with the other bands. It kind of sucks. I mean, no, that's what I was saying is like, it's almost like I miss touring and I miss playing, but it literally sounds like we're going to get to the venue, set up, like chill backstage. So we have to play, load up, wait for the crowd to leave, and then load all of our merch up and then go to the next show. And it's like half the fun, dude, is just fucking hanging out with the bands and like just
man, like that,
taking it and stuff. And
that's what you look forward to most, is like cultivating the relationships and like meeting people. But is there like now that obviously you've been removed from it, and honestly, if we're like being completely honest about it, we didn't know if we'd ever get back. So now that you've had that hindsight, and Mikey also asked the same question to you, what city are you looking most forward to going back to and getting a gig in?
Sacramento, man, because we were in Sacramento. Well, the day before we were at like one of those like RV parks. We were, While She Sleeps, that's who we were on tour with. They hit us up and they're like, hey, we're at this RV park. It's great views, great hiking. Like, you guys should pull up. So we pulled up there, and, you know, we were hanging out, cooking out, drinking beer and stuff, and, you know, chatting about the depressing news that nobody wanted to, like, really listen to. But, and then it was just one of them things where it was like, because While She Sleeps was borrowing our bass cab, and all of our amps are digital, including our bass players, because he uses that dark glass pedal.
Oh, really? Nice.
So like nobody uses, tubed amps or anything anymore.
Nice.
And so we don't carry cabs, but we carried a cab for them. But they transported it in their trailer, but it was in their trailer. So like I was in talks with like our management at the time, label, booking agent, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is the deal? We're in Nevada right now, and Sacramento is 4 hours or 3 hours from here. Like, if you could save us the 3 hour trip of going west, like, could we just start going home now? And they're like, we haven't heard anything. Show's still on. We're talking While She Sleep. They said that like tomorrow is going to be the last show. So cool.
Man.
We get there, and then that was the day that our former president gave his speech and shut everything down. The governor of California shut down that day. We were freaking out because, I mean, like, in the beginning of all this, I thought it was on some World War Z shit,
It
Like,
sounded
I
like in
didn't.
the beginning.
Nobody
I
knew.
totally
Nobody knew.
agree. I mean,
I
there was a lot of
fucking
red
texted
flags.
my brother, and I was like, "Hey, go to the gun," because I own firearms. I actively shoot for fun. Like, I like shooting stuff. And we hunt down here big time. Like, it's just a southern thing. And fucking, I was like, "Yo, can you go to the gun store and just like see what it's looking like in there?" And then he went in there and he was like, "Hey, I picked up the last bit of 223 ammo that they had and 38 special ammo that they had, because I like." And he was like, "But other than that, the aisles are clear." I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like,
Yeah, dude. People were prepping, man.
so our show, we didn't play our show in Sacramento, and there was fans already lined up. We all talked to them, and they actually came to the van and bought merch, which was like super awesome. Like, I'll never forget that. And but what sucks about the Sacramento show is the last time we played there, and I believe it was on the tour with you guys, Rory, something happened. Oh, our old drummer, we play our tracks off of a MacBook, and his MacBook, that was the day that it just decided to stop working. So
Go figure.
we only played 3 songs, and it was like 2 songs and then like a 10-minute like, what the fuck are we gonna do type thing. And then we played one more song, and then the TM came up there and she's like, "I'm really sorry, like, but we can't do it." And I have family that lives out there that I had met for the first time that day.
Oh, dude.
And like, they came to the show, and it was actually like a really special day, and the band only got to play 3 songs, and like, I didn't realize we had that many fans in Sacramento. Like, Sacramento's a sick place to play. I love playing there. And it was just like, fuck, like, these people like actually know who we are. They were singing our songs, and we only played, like, when we played 3 songs, they started booing. Like, people
What?
don't.
It's not your fault, dude. What the fuck? Who does that?
They weren't. I don't think they were like booing us, but
They
they
were
were just
doing like the situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
I was like,
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
that's like, that rips your heart out though.
Dude,
Like,
I told me, and like, we like, for that show, for the tour, we were planning on like adding more songs into the set, because
that didn't happen.
Yeah.
spoke to Walk Sleeps about it. We were like, "Yeah," we told them the situation. They were like, "Yeah, play 45 minutes, like, have at it." And I was
Damn,
just
dude,
like,
that's
like, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like, I need to like redeem myself, the whole band, and give those people out there that have been dying to see us, like, just need to fucking, it kills me, dude.
Yeah, I like Sacramento too. It's like Sacramento's like a weird second hometown for us, because it's kind of like SoCal and NorCal, but No, they always show us a good time. Yeah, I'm excited for like hometown shows and shit. Like my daughter's gonna come to some of the shows, and I know she's just gonna be
That's
like,
yeah.
"What the fuck is happening?" You know?
Oh,
But
she's gonna
like,
have the cute
I'm
little
just
earmuffs
like,
over her ears and shit, and just be like,
yeah,
"That's daddy."
we took her to the first show I went to was a few months ago, and it was Anthony Green played like an acoustic set. Just
Where?
out. It was it was out here in California. It was like Silverado Canyon or some
What's
dude
he doing
like
out in California? That's crazy.
I had never heard of this city or this spot. It was literally just like a field, and they did some like mock stage setup
That's
and
awesome.
just fucking, yeah, he kicked it. But yeah, we had like little headphones for her, and she just chilled. She likes music, dude. I'll like
Great.
I'll play guitar, and then I'll put it by her, and then she's just fucking.
Her
just get it.
aneurysms just like go, like she loves that
Yeah.
shit. She's a rock
No,
star in the making, dude. That's basically what it is.
She'll like hit the fucking body of the guitar, and then as soon as I pull it away, she goes like, so. No, it'll be cool, man. Yeah, like hometown shows are always fun, and I mean, honestly, any show will just be fun at this point. I'm just like praying that nobody gets sick and that the tour can finish through. But I mean, I'm hopeful. I mean, yeah, it was like Mikey was saying earlier. Like I went to that Wage War Beartooth show, and I'm actually pretty sure that's where I got COVID, but it's fine. But no, I mean like yeah, because I know all the guys in Wage War, and I mean it was crazy because they guest listed like me and Mike, and they were like, oh, like we want to hang, but like protocol is really intense and shit. And yeah, dude, I mean it was wild. I went and watched them play, and I like didn't get to say hi to him, and then I mean
kind of like it kind of kills the vibe almost in a way.
kind of, but like I will say though, like that I mean that show was like I think like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and like they're still touring, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like
they're actually out here right now. They played somewhere near, I think it was either New Jersey or they played up in New York last night.
they played that fest or whatever a couple days ago. It was like
Yeah.
Blue Ridge Rock.
Yep.
That's right.
Dude, this weekend depressed me, man. Like I was so hyped for all of my friends, but it seemed like all of my friends were playing those festivals, and I was just like, I wish I was playing the festival.
It's good,
crazy.
dude. You're gonna play those festivals, dude. I'm telling you.
Every single one of
I'm
my
telling
friends
you.
are like posting these pictures with like 10,000 people, and I'm just like, that's fucking sick. One
At least
day,
you're going to Nashville, dog. I mean, that's not a bad consolation prize.
It's gonna
No.
happen, dude.
I'm
Like,
hyped. We kind of we had a tour opportunity for like November, December, and we kind of opted out because of the studio time. So I'm grateful for that. Like we've been working so hard to get back in the studio, and we're finally going. So and then luckily, like it's a win-win for me because I'm not only going there to record, but you know, I have a girlfriend and she's meeting me there, and she's gonna be finalizing the details on our apartment. So it's like a thing where it's like I need to be there to record, but also like definitely needed to go to get the apartment and stuff. Which is because I can't wait to move to Nashville because like I mean, bro, it's so crazy like living here where I live now. There's like nobody to work with and nobody to like collaborate with on ideas. So I'm just kind of like stuck. I mean, like my band's here, like sure,
Yeah, but
but do you want to
you need
like
other
swap
people,
vocals for your
sure.
original music? Like, is that what you're trying to like insinuate? Like,
yeah, like I
have
don't
some features and shit.
Yeah, and just like being with like my entire team, you know, that operates the other side of Savage Hands, not the music portion, 'cause I'm the business leader of the band, so like
Oh, I
I
know.
need to be closer with the people that help me do that side, just because
Yeah.
like I get stressed out a lot, and it would be easier if I'm closer. Like my producer lives there, my lawyer lives there, some other people live there. Like, you know what I mean? And then like
it's all adding up for you to be down there too.
yeah, and plus like I need a life change, man. Like like I'm literally about to quit my whole ass life here, like my career, everything. It's crazy when I think about it sometimes. Like I've been working for the same company since I was 19 years old, been in the union for 11 years, and I'm leaving. Like I'm I'm pulling my retirement out. I'm fucking going. Like fuck. I
Yeah,
don't
but the
care.
talent behind Savage Hands is fucking phenomenal, and like Love No
Oh, yeah.
More. If Love No More is like literally like the future of the sound of what your next release is gonna be, like I don't think you have any worries, dude. Like that
Thanks,
shit's
man.
fucking completely diverse from like your original like album work and your discography. So like I don't think you have to worry about it. It's just the whole process of like getting back on the road and like really being able to do the normal stuff that the touring musicians and like the professionals used to do back like before COVID hit. Shit, like both of you, like you just need to have your normal career to really persevere, so that we don't have to fucking worry about that shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, hey Rory, I tuned into your live stream that you guys did. I think it was you, Badam, and We Came as Romans. Was that yeah? It sounded good. Me and my brother watched it together.
Oh,
Like
thanks, man.
I like all those other bands, but your band was like the reason because the last time I saw you was I guess it was your last. Well, it was the tour that you did with Wage War. Remember when we were hanging out at Canal Club or whatever? Yeah, I was there. Yeah,
No, I just remember those girls. Well, one girl in particular. Dude, the blonde girl was a lunatic. Dude, I cannot.
But did you get laid though? That's the question.
no,
I did, but dude, oh my God, I don't even know if this is some shit I should be saying on the podcast, but like, dude, I just like that chick. Do you remember that girl, Mikey? She was a blonde girl.
remember.
She was
I remember.
dude, obviously out of her mind. Fuck yeah, I don't care, dude. She like, so yeah, we ended up sleeping together that night. What it happens on tour, it's fine. And then, so she lived out in that was like Richmond or some shit. She lived
Yeah.
very far away from me. And then, like, dude, and then I think a week later, like, it just ended up coming up that I didn't want to like marry her or have obviously something really serious with her. Like I was just like you're cool and like I enjoyed our time, but like we don't live anywhere near each other.
You're being
Like, I don't know
transparent, dude. You're like, hey, listen, like this isn't gonna work.
I'm on tour, like that's what it is. What it is, like.
dude. So this chick fakes a pregnancy and tries to basically extort me for money, dude. Oh, George is leaving.
Dude.
Yo, wait. So George didn't have that kind of experience. That's a completely different thing. She tried to extort you for money.
Well, essentially, she was basically like
George.
there's so many signs too where it was just like
She-
there were so
oh,
many
she,
things. It was like, of
alluded-
course, this chick is full of shit. Like like how because it was like 3 or 4 weeks after we slept together, she was like, no, like it's dude, but it's because she got deep into the psyche. She was like, like I've had to like abort a kid before. Like I don't think I can do it again. Like it's too much. It's too intense. And we're having discussions where I'm like, dude, like
George,
I'm like
I can see it in your eyes right now.
I am
So
literally traumatized from a 44-year-old gaslighting me from impregnating her, which is a fucking bullshit lie, dude.
Bro, yo,
Don't
George,
fucking
George
do
was
that shit, dude.
really-
But she
you were like-
fucking pulls that fucking card. Go ahead, Zach. You know the whole fucking story, dude. Rory,
You were all out,
dude, I feel you, bro. For 2 months, my stomach was in my asshole. Like I couldn't fucking breathe, dude.
It happened. It was the whole Wage War tour for like 3 weeks. I couldn't even I would play and I would have fun and then I'd get off stage and be like,
Dude, like it's just in your head. Like I've never been gaslighted so much in my entire life.
dude, it's the worst. Yeah, and then she was like, oh, I had the procedure done. Like because then she's like, okay, I'm gonna get it done, and she's like, well, how much money can you send me? And I was like,
Stop!
yeah.
Dude, that's like such a toxic fucking personality for somebody. Like, you realize like you're doing more harm to both parties than you are like thinking that it's going to benefit the both of you. Like, it's not healthy.
So any like real person who's had to get an abortion and just like
that's traumatizing, and it's not cool. Like if for certain the whole for abortion, I support it. I'm like pro-choice, but it's like, dude, it's like, don't fake something like that, because people have to take that opportunity, and it becomes like traumatizing for them. Like, so don't lie and like pursue something like that.
You're delegitimizing people's trauma if you do shit like that.
Right?
Yeah,
dude.
sure. No, it was pretty offensive, and dude, it happened. Whatever. She had her abortion, and then she left me alone, and then tried like following me on social media like a year later. The whole time I was like, damn, maybe like, it does happen. Sometimes people get pregnant off one time. And then we had a mutual friend, and she's like, this chick was like texting me the whole time she was texting you, telling me I'm in a fake pregnancy, and like fuck with it.
Fuck. That's terrifying though. Like,
dude, I know.
Fucking toxic.
Exactly what you're talking
from
about.
The moment I met them, because me and my brother were at the bar, and they looked at us, and my brother, I'm freshly single, and that was my fuckboy summer. Like,
and
I was
also you were probably getting swole at the same time, dude. So you're looking like a snack, dude.
Like a Cliff Bar, bro.
This was in
Snickers.
This was in 2019 summer, so like I was on my way. But I mean, I felt like I looked
like
good,
shit, by the way.
Man. I ended up walking around shirtless that night, so I definitely felt good. But as soon as I bought drinks, they looked at us, smiled, and said, "You gonna buy us drinks?" And I looked at my brother, and I was just like, and then he was like, "You got the first round?" I was like, "I guess." Bought a first round for them, and then I think I went over to talk to Rory because they had just got off stage. Didn't see my brother for a while, and then all of a sudden he comes up and he's got like 2 or 3 drinks in his hands. The girls are following him, and I was just like, dude, they are like, they're just the epitome of like people that use you for your money or whatever. Like, anybody who does like that, like, and it's not just girls that do that. Like, shit, I've done that before, but you know what I mean? Like, you just like,
everybody
fucking hang around, whatever. So, but yeah, I just knew that's what was going on. But they he gave them his Snapchat, and I remember like a few weeks later, he was like, "Yeah, you remember those girls from Canal Club?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, I just got into this like huge argument with one of them, and like we totally just ended on like a fuck you like thing." And I was like, "What?"
Jesus Christ.
He was like, "Well, she messaged me off something that I posted, like some country shit or something that he posted, like he was fishing or something." And she was like, "Is that all you do?" Shaking my head. I was like, "Damn, did you blow up?" And he was like, "Yeah, I fucking blew up." I was like, "Damn, dude."
There's so much like comparisons that I have with the both of you, with the fact that like Zach and I had, because Zach and I saw each other earlier for like this past like 12 hours.
George,
like, dude,
like,
that's so weird.
Like, I'm married, so I live vicariously through George at this point.
Yeah,
like,
so the three of us are horny all the time. That's basically what's the real deal. Like,
well, no,
but
I have a girlfriend, and it's funny because I met her on tour in Kansas, of all places, like
the middle of nowhere, hot.
I don't like playing Kansas really. Every time I play there, there's like a fucking tornado. I swear to God. Dude, one time we played in Kansas with Wage War, and there was a monsoon outside. The dude said, "Do not open the back door while you come in." Britain opened the door, and I swear to God, 2 feet of water came into the venue. Like,
so wait, you opened the back door anyway?
No, I didn't. Britain did. Wage War. He like just opened the door. He didn't have shoes on or anything because it was like 2 feet of water out back. And he walks in, his pants are rolled up to his knees, and he's like, "What's up?" And like all the water just came in the fucking venue. I was like, "Holy shit!" But so I met her there, and it was like, right in the pandemic. I'm texting. I got her number, and there's a whole elaborate story, but I'm not gonna tell it. But anyways, got her number, and like it's pandemic, you know. I'm like home, like, damn, am I ever even gonna see her again? And then like we just kept texting, and she kind of carried me through like those dark couple of months, the first couple of months, because it was like everything got ripped. Like we were on this roll, man. Like when the
Momentum
album came,
was like really pouring for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
really like every single week something positive, crazy was happening, and I was like, and then we were getting more like confirmations on tours. Like we had a tour lined up with The Word Alive, and I was like, that's perfect for us. And I was just like so stoked, and everything felt like it was finally coming together for me. And then, yeah, it stopped. And then the 2 months, 2 or 3 months, it was just like, I fucking hate my life. But
Yeah.
she was there, and then after those couple of months, I was like, I need to see you. And then she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, like, when do you want to see me? And she was like, in July. And I was like, or she said August. And I was like, I can't fucking wait that long. I was like, I'm gonna come see you. And it was the first time I ever flew on a plane, was to go see her. I had never,
Oh,
No shit.
wow.
yeah, I was at the time I was 27, never flown on a plane, not because I'm scared, but just because I never just done it. But yeah, flew on a plane to go see her, and we've been dating ever. Well, we didn't start dating that then, but we've been dating for a good while now, and it's crazy because like I, it's just one of those things, man. Like I don't know, we talk every day, just fucking
Definitely didn't envision it starting that way.
yeah. I never would
Yeah.
that I'd be in this kind of relationship, but this is like the world we live in now, so I take it for what it
Yeah,
is.
man. To get up on stage and to present something that you've organically created. Like there is like every musician has ego to them. It doesn't matter if you're the bass player, lead guitar player, lead vocalist, drummer, even though drummers are assholes. Doesn't matter. It's like, dude, it like to be able to like willingly go up there and do that and get excited about doing that, like you have to have ego.
Yeah,
It is what it is, man. Like,
part of your persona.
yeah,
It's like,
absolutely.
like you got to have a little bit of something there, like something that defines you. And I mean, like
Correct.
if you want to be fined as a dick drummer, that's cool. Well, it's like,
Dude,
yeah, like it's one of those things
It's a
where
roast
like
session for me
you have
today.
like a little ego, you know?
Yeah.
I don't.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I wouldn't say that like I don't even know if I've like found my musician like ego yet. Like I don't know what I want to be. Like like as of right now, I just want people to respect my talent, you know, and like as far as like I don't get up on stage and I'm not wearing a bunch of like a huge crazy outfit or like acting a certain way. I just get up there and perform, but like I do want to create something, you know, someday soon, but I just haven't found out what fits for me yet. Like what I want people to know me as, you know. Right now it's just Mikey G who sings for Savage Hands, but I'd like to be something more like if I were to attach an ego to Rory, I'd just say that he's like a beautiful singer, like he's this beautiful singer and this and that, and he writes sad songs, things like that. Like that is the type of vibe that I get from Rory. But of course, I listen to Dayseeker. That your last record, it was on my Spotify Wrapped. Like I listened to it
Oh,
all.
thanks, man.
Of course, man. I love that record, so I'm excited to hear some new stuff, dude.
Oh, it's all downhill from here, baby. Don't worry.
No,
The shitty thing
I saw your thing where you said you were gonna write some happy jams. I mean, I'm excited for that too. I'm in that same lane, man. Like, I mean,
kind of,
I,
yeah.
I didn't have a kid. I don't want kids right now, but like I'm jealous of you, because I'm one of this few select, you know, hopeful fathers that wants a daughter instead of a son. So
Me too, dude. I feel like that
Wow.
would be so more comfortable in my situation. Where like, I'd rather have a dog than a fucking son right now.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
a
fuck boys, dude. Yeah.
I was
Dude,
a
they're
growing up,
just
dude.
they're aggressive, early age. You know.
No, I didn't even know I'd have a bias until I found out I was having a girl, and then I was like, oh, thank God, or so, I don't know. It was just
That's
like
such a
I
relief
was
for you.
more, I was more like excited. I was like, well, I mean, I found out about my kid like 3 days before she was born, so it was a very like different set of circumstances for me.
Correct.
But even when I was like having the discussion, like, okay, fuck, you're pregnant. Like because we were supposed to have the kid in a month, and then she showed up like weeks early. So, but
Yeah.
no, it's cool though. It'll be good. It'll happen when it's supposed to, Mikey. Like obviously in my case, it was really out of the blue, but I mean it's a blessing, and yeah, it's definitely, yeah. We have a few songs for our new record we've been working on, but I have like a rough vocal on a song that I wrote about my daughter that we worked on with our producer, and it's funny. He's like, it's just weird. It's like it's alternative, but it's like I don't know. It's different than our last shit, but it sucks because like I'm really proud of our last record, and I think it'll just be so hard to like top it. Like we were even working on. I was recording this song about my dad who passed away a couple months ago, but it's for Dayseeker. It's like a thing that isn't out yet.
Really? That's
Yeah,
kind of cool.
I was just like we were like recording through it, and like it's not a bad song, but I was like it's almost like if you put out something that's like that doesn't top your old shit, it's not as good. Even if like in its own right, it's a good song, and so it sucks because like it's actually worse. It's like the longer you make music, the harder it gets, because then the more you're like,
That's kind
okay,
of
like if you came out the gates with this, people would be like, whoa, pretty good. But if it's you're like 4 albums deep, and then they're like, yeah, this is okay. It's not as good as like that last album, but like it's decent. Like
so you're consciously aware of that because like I'm not a songwriter. I'm like if you got to give me the framework of the song for me to be able to write to it. Like I'll write to what the song gives me, as opposed to like guys like you, really just like based off your experience that you're writing something down. Like that's the thing that I would freak out the most about is like obviously if you have a good catalog of shit and like it works, like that's the like it has to consciously come in your mind like shit, like I gotta top what I just put out on this last album. I gotta top this. Like
constantly. It's the worst, dude. Yeah.
Well,
you're constantly comparing yourself to yourself and like sleep talking.
Even though it's like different emotions and like different stories, right? Like
well, essentially
it's just harder to stay more original too, because you're like it's weird, but like your brain, I think as a singer sometimes has a tendency to where like you'll write a melody and you'll be like, wait, I already wrote some shit kind of like that, or like it, but it sucks because it's like naturally where your brain wants it to go. So then you're consciously trying to write shit that's like not what you normally do, but then you're like, does it sound weird though? Because it's not what I would, it's just, man, it's a whole, it was funny. I sat through with my daughter's mom. She was like in the room with me when I was working on this like acoustic song that I put out like for my dad today, and I was going through her with the process where I was like, okay, so you hear a melody like the night came and took away, and then I'm like, and then you got to kind of like, for me anyways, it's like you try and match like lyrics and syllables into the melody, and she was like watching me write for like an hour, and she was like, I can't believe like, because you spend hours, and you'll be like, cool, I finished like 4 lines of the song, like,
yeah, seriously,
it's
like it's nowhere near completion.
No, and it's funny though, because then some songs though, like you can write an entire song though in 2 hours, and then some songs you sit on for like 6 months, and then it's just like there's no rhyme or reason. It either comes to you or it doesn't. But
that's such a gift that you're able to conceptualize melody like that. I think that's the hardest thing because everybody has something within them, whether or not you're a musician or not, that like you have, I think, kind of like almost like a literature that you want to get out of you, that stuff you can't say, but like you want to say it in some form of medium, right?
Yeah,
happens for us as like musicians. We do it through music, but like for some reason that's where like the blockage comes for me, and I think for a lot of people is being able to just naturally like hear the melody and put it down and just capture the melody and capture the moment and just be able to like accept it for what it is, whether or not it's good or bad. So that like I think that like that must be really neat, especially for somebody to actually sit there in the room with you to watch somebody just like get it out of them, whether or not it's going to be something or not, just to get it out is like a therapeutic and a thing that has to happen.
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, for me, it's like very cathartic, but then it's cool because I feel like it can help other people, but it's, Yeah, and everybody's different, you know. I'm sure Mikey has his own way of writing and you know, but I think we're both just super lucky to even, I don't know, have the chance to do what we do and have anybody give a fuck about it, you know.
Mm.
Well,
Well, the
shit.
music's definitely there for the average listener to be like, wow, I can like either relate this to my daily life, or I just think this is really good music that I can like
Don't
somehow
worry,
involve that into my daily routine.
George,
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a fake pregnancy song for you on our next album. So.
I need that, dude. I honestly need that, considering the fact that like that shit fucking hit me in like
Yeah,
a whole
watch this
different
shit.
way, where it's like I was like, I'm down, like let's do it, like let's
Oh,
be
dude, me
mature
too. I
about
had to
this,
have,
and
like,
then like I
talk
find
with
out it's a
myself.
lie. You know, that really fucked me up more.
No, that was
Mikey,
the weird thing is that I was like mentally at the time with, because this was before my daughter now, and thankfully like I know the mom, so I was like, and
That's
she's a
cool.
sweet girl, so I was like, thank Christ. But like,
Yeah.
you know, with the other girl though, I was like, man, I gotta tell my family like this happened, and like, but I was like, whatever, like I'll be a single dad, you know, I'll step up, it's fine. And then it was weird when it was fake, and then I was like, you fucking dick, like you
Yeah,
like
dude.
Yeah,
Like
you
just
fucking.
the
you're
mental
mentally
journey
preparing
that you go
yourself.
through. Yeah, dude, horrible,
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Very.
And let's go on a lighter note. Before we drink this last beer. Considering we were talking about topping your own discography in a sense, I feel like all artists kind of like essentially want to do better than their last album, and bands evolve in itself in general. And which was so crazy because before I saw your story on Instagram, Rory, someone sent me the new band Camino album, and I was like, all right, I have to literally dissect
Dude,
this
smack.
and think about like what I really think about it. Did they top their EP? Yes, but it's super diverse, and like it was really hard for me to like get into it right away. But as soon as I started dissecting, I was like, okay, like this is really good.
It gets better for sure with each listen. There's even some songs, like some of their singles, I actually was not super into on a first listen, and then the more I listened, I was like, no, they're good
Please
songs.
tell me you like One Last Cigarette.
I do. I didn't like it at first though. I was like, what is this? Like I didn't. It took me a minute, but
The slow burn kind of shit.
dude,
Dude.
I'm just aggressive. I love that in your face kind of like, oh, I want to that. Like I don't know, dude. Like I don't like
Yeah.
that soft stuff. Like I don't know.
no, I like dude, I like I think I like you. It's just so like it's so groovy and the chords are so in the pre-chorus they go to this like weird key change and it's so man, that shit's great.
They
It's
knew what they
funny,
were
too,
doing when
'cause,
they were
like,
doing this album too. Like I think
just-
Damage was Damage was definitely number one, and then I think I Like You was number two. I don't know, but like that was like
I
my
like most
dissection of
it,
the
dude.
album.
It's an awesome record. Yeah, it's really cool.
I haven't listened to the record yet, but I'm a huge Try Hard fan. So like,
God, that album's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good. EP's so
Is
good,
that-
dude.
kind of, does it sound anything like that or?
It's super diverse. Like they do have songs that correlate to like that last EP, but like they kind of change up a bit.
I
Okay.
feel like it's more like it's a little more chill than
I-
Try Hard. But like it's dude, it's just I think it especially as like because it's weird starting in this genre as like we were like more hardcore metalcore and like structuring and like smart songwriting it wasn't a thing, and so I think as I've gotten older you like really appreciate a band where you're like the structuring's on point, all of the melodies are just like really catchy and it entices you to keep listening, and I feel like that whole record is just full of that stuff. Like I'm like, damn, that's good.
So, like,
or like
It's like a masterclass in songwriting.
yeah, no, honestly,
Mhm.
that's like it's funny because people are like, if I meet them on tour, they're like, "What like hardcore bands are you listening to?" And I'm like, I don't listen to that shit. I don't know. I'm like, I listen to fucking. I'm like, I really like Khalid and like her and like
Her,
random.
holy shit, that's a name.
Yeah. Oh, I
Fuck.
love her. Yeah, just dude,
Yeah.
just like soulful pop. Like I don't. Architects is basically like one of the only like scene bands I like sometimes listen to.
Hence heavily evolved, because Architects
Mm-hmm.
really went from technically a metalcore band to that Bring Me the Horizon alternative rock band kind of sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Another like evolution of a band.
Yeah,
no,
my
exactly.
My Spotify rap this year is gonna look insane, to like all of my peers, because it's gonna just have like Casey Musgraves, Cigarettes After Sex, like a bunch of these like chill vibe like artists, like, and then some country, man. I mean, I am moving to Nashville, so
Yeah, you have to, dude. You gotta pay your pay your dues a little bit.
You have to.
Where I live
Is it happening?
It's predominantly where I live is predominantly country. Like, this is a country area. But I've hated country, and I think the reason why I've hated it is just because everybody likes it. Like, dude, I didn't want to be that guy. That's why I hated it so much. And I finally gave it a chance. Some artists that my producer works with, and like, he showed me an artist. His name is Mitchell Tenpenny. Great. He's a great singer. And he's independent. And then, I got introduced to a couple of other country artists, and I was just like, damn, I kind of like this. Like, I have a very niche, like, area of country that I listen to.
What is it? What's like the sound? Because I want to suggest somebody to you, but I want to hear who you're really into.
Well, so it's like I'm not going to listen to country by Kane Brown. Like,
no, that's not country, dude. That's Southern pop.
Yeah, I'm not listening. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really listening to Southern pop. The deepest Southern pop I'll go is Morgan Wallen, and I wouldn't even consider him Southern pop too much.
Have you listened to a guy named Tyler Childers by chance?
Dude, yeah, I was just gonna say him. Like,
nice, dude.
Yeah, aside from this other area, like, I love Tyler Childers. He's so freaking good.
George, I think I showed you, but Rory, I'm not the biggest country fan, but I was deployed to Afghanistan back in 2017, and there was a guy that. So there was a guy.
Do I have to cut this?
No, you're good.
Oh, sorry.
I don't tell anybody I was affiliated.
Yeah, but publicly, I know.
So I try to keep on down low, so I don't really talk about that much. But I was deployed there back in 2017, and like it was like a really tough time for me because it was a lot of people I didn't really jive with ideologically. So I was like the only guy that was like in a sustainable relationship for that time. And it's just a stressful environment to be in. So there was a guy that played guitar out there, and I play guitar. So like when I was out there, I was like, consciously, for me to like get through this time, I'm like, I'm going to like really study theory, and I'm going to be like a proficient guitar player. Like, because like you could always learn something new whatever instrument you're playing. So you never like meet the pinnacle. So I'm like, I'm going to take this time while I have every day. I'm going to learn something new every day. So I did that. And I met a guy out there that was a huge country guy, and he had the most beautiful country voice. He had like a following on YouTube. He would do covers. One of those kind of people that really didn't know how talented they were and like did it passively. So he said one day, like, we were in the office together, he's like, yo, we should do like a cover song. We should like put it on my YouTube account. I'm like, absolutely. So I was like, what do you want to do? And he was like, kind of like telling me how like a couple of his videos went viral on YouTube. And he was like, the way I do it is I find like lower tier country artists that are about to break big, and I'll do a cover song of them. And as like they get bigger, like my song will be the first thing that's on the YouTube algorithm for when they're searching for it. So we did Tyler Childers, we did Nose on the Grindstone, and we did White House Road. And at this point, dude, I was not a country fan at all, but like that song had so much grit to it, and it had so much like, it's like about opioid addiction, like in his hometown. Yeah, like, that shit's not getting played on the radio anywhere in this country. But like, that's so funny that you bring that up, because like I don't listen to country like pretty much at all, but like guys like him, Sturgill Simpson I'll listen to a little bit, and like Chris Stapleton to a certain extent.
Chris Stapleton is definitely my go-to country guy. Like, I don't
listen to country, but that is blues, dude.
I think that's what like carries me on, like, because like you introduced me to Chris Stapleton, Zach, and I was like, dude, like this guy really knows how to like find his sound and to like persevere through it and shit.
Well,
so.
you and I did the cover band thing, and we
Right.
did like a B-side track of his from Austin City Limits,
Mm-hmm.
and like that was like for us in the band, like because it's like a straight like blues, like just heavy fucking song, and it just killed, dude. Like nobody knew what the song was, like anytime we played it, but it was fun.
Yeah, no, country has its own little place in my heart now. I think I heard Rory saying, "Are you gonna do it?" Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I am doing a country demo, but
That's
I don't,
sick, dude.
I
Do
don't
it
know,
up.
like I don't know like what I'm gonna do with it. I'm just gonna do because I told my producer, I said, I just want to try it just to see. Like
Well,
I've tried,
dude,
I've
Post
tried
Malone
every
fucking
single-
tried it and it worked flawlessly. So
I've tried every single genre, and I've had fun with everything, and I just want to try country. I mean, that's you probably hear it in my voice. Like that's where my roots are. Like, might as well just give it a shot. I got the stories for it for sure. I got a dog, I got a truck, so
and you drink beer, dude.
So you
So
drink
You
beer,
get some
dude.
barbecue sauce, dude.
You're drinking
Yeah.
August Burns Red Leveler 10-year
Yo,
anniversary Elder Pine
yo.
beer.
Check out my new EP with my new hot sauce and barbecue sauce line, dog. Like it's
I fish, But yeah, no, I'm gonna. I mean, I like writing music. So, like when I went out to LA to help write my buddy Johnny's little thing, every song on there was a different genre. He's got some little plans cooked up for it, and he was like, every single song is going to be a different genre, but in rock. So I got to write a pop punk song, a song that sounds similar to like a Savage Hands song, which I was a little butthurt to let go some of the ideas that I had done for that song, especially like lyrics, because I was like, damn, those lyrics are fire. Like he was like, dude, I know. And then I wrote like a grunge song, like kind of like Nirvana-esque, like type deal. And then we did another song that's like kind of in between all those, but it was fun. And then I mean, I've just been, like I said, I've been listening to country a little lately and singing to playback on those, and just realizing that I can, like, a country voice isn't that hard for me. Like some of these country artists, they got these crazy country voices, and you're just like, man, that sounds strange. Like, some of it's forced. I'm not gonna say that
Yeah.
all of it is, but like some of it's a little forced. And
But like you don't even need that though. I think like if you want to get like a genuine like quote unquote country song, like dude, just like have like a legitimate story to talk about.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
sure. I mean,
Like paint a
it's all
fucking picture with it, dude.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's like with like Rory with Heartwave. Like Rory has his side project, and it's like there's nothing wrong with you like doing something on the side, like whether it's like in the same genre or not. Like I think Heartwave like has some similarities with it, like with like Sleep with Dayseeker, but it's like, dude,
Yeah.
like you can essentially
I
do what
fucking
you
love-
want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I love everything you've put out with that. Like, I mean, my brother and I, like, aside from me being friends with you and stuff, like, we're just huge fans of the band, which is like awesome. Fucking,
Oh, thanks, man.
he'll send me. He thinks he's more on top of music than I am, and I'm like, dude, you'll never. But like, like if you release something, he'll send it to me like, like I wake up early too for work, so I'm usually listening to, because music comes out at 12 p.m. So I'm usually
true.
to listen to it, but he'll send it to me later in the day, be like, yo, you seen this yet? I'm like, man, I listen to that shit at 3 a.m., dog. But
Yeah,
like,
that's sweet.
it's-
Thanks, man.
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna make a demo, and I don't know, see what happens. Like there's still a lot of, obstacles to get across, which Rory's familiar with, label and or publishing, like whatever. Like we have both, so it's like I have to deal with both of those before I do anything. So like, I mean, but the good thing about my idea is that like the music that I want to do on the side is like completely out of the range of like the demographic that my label signs. So like they're probably just gonna be like, yeah, whatever, like do your thing. But I mean, they could say no. Like
Oh, they could.
they
They
I mean,
could.
they have that option. They could say no.
Okay,
Like,
that's interesting because I know
you know.
there's a few artists that are like vocalists that are pursuing that route. Kind of exactly what you're talking about, but like their label can't do shit. So it's different.
No. That's just the contract that we signed. I mean, it's not
Okay.
the same as everybody else, but you know what I have involved is just I'm not really allowed to be a part of anything else unless like if my name is going to be attached to it, like I have to get, you know,
Approval in a sense, like some kind of
yeah, but they've been super dope because like my fucking, you know, my old drummer that's getting ready to put out this music, like he's still signed in like to our contract. We never like removed him because it's just a fucking hassle. Like going through the lawyer and doing all this stuff, it's a lot of work, and then you got to pay people and stuff like because we never thought he was going to pursue music again, but now he's getting ready to pursue music. So like when I went out there and wrote a bunch of shit, I was like, dude, you know, like what are you doing with this? And he was like, oh, I'm gonna release it full distro. I'm like, well, you know, you're still signed.
yeah. So like you might want to check up on the big people upstairs
Yeah.
before you start
He'll
releasing
be
that.
fine. No, dude, nobody's gonna come after him. You know.
Well,
I would hope not.
I went the route of like, you know, making some quick texts and things like that. I said, hey, this is what's going on. Like, is everything gonna be fine? And they're like, yeah, we're cool. I was like, okay, got it in writing. Good to go. You know, but it was a thought that crossed my mind. I'm a little paranoid sometimes with that stuff. And like for him, like
Well, 'cause you don't want to like break your contract, dude. You don't want to like upset, you know.
like I wasn't trying to drag him down like that. Like it was just like
Yeah, fuck a label. Break that contract, dude.
yeah, I love our
Just
label.
do it independently.
Stuff sucks sometimes.
I mean, we don't all have that privilege.
Yeah.
I mean, Poeta, our band that we're in, Zach and I, it's released through CI, August Burns Reds, very prime, like early on label before they got successful, which we're drinking their beer now. But
I guess so.
they're you know what's cool with like the whole CI thing, like it just depends on the label, but like we're so small, it's like they're like, oh, you can use this as a stepping stone. I'm like, that's great, dude. Like our contract's literally like, hey, you give us this, that's it. We'll pay for this, that, and that. But you kind of gotta fund yourself. I'm like, all right, bet, whatever. Like being an underground act, that's totally cool. Like you got us on Warped Tour. What the fuck am I gonna complain about being on Warped Tour for? You know what I mean? So it's like 10 days sponsorship. I'll do it. But at the same time, it's like you just gotta put in the work for it. So on that note, we have Elder Pines August Burns Red 10-year anniversary leveler, which essentially is an amber ale, I'm not sure, or a red ale, however they describe it, but it's not bad. It's decent. They didn't make much of the brew.
I'm gonna give it. I've been sipping on it for a little bit. I'm gonna give it a solid 3. It's still not my favorite, but I don't hate it. Moose.
No, I like
That's
it.
just me personally. Yeah.
Dude, tell Moose just to come to the camera, dude. Like, and let him fucking chill.
Dude, he's fucking. He usually doesn't stay up this late. He's just looking at me. He's digging in the couch and doing all.
He wants you to go to bed with him. That's why.
He does. That's what he wants.
Dogs are like that, man. Like Leia's the same way. Like she came down here, was like bothering me, and then my wife came downstairs and she's looking at me. She's like, dude, but like dogs are so funny that way. It's crazy.
Yeah. So basically, I've been looking forward to this beer. I like the packaging. Like
Looks good.
Like
With
everything
the
on
album art. Yeah.
it, like I guess so like I don't listen to August Burns Red like heavy like that, but obviously it has the album art on it, but I like the metallic like gold on the packaging. So like
That's common for this company, for sure.
It invites me in to drink it, and I like it, dude. I'm giving it a 4. Like I would drink and buy, like I would buy.
You would take 100. You would take 100 cans of it and drink 90.
Yeah, I drink them all, dude. No, hey, slight like quick story. We did a sound check one time. Our sound engineer was like, "Yeah, where do you want to sound check at?" And I was like, "Anywhere. I don't care." He was like, "Well, I do shows at this brewery in DC." I was like, "All right, bet." So we pulled up to the brewery. We did the sound check in the brewery so he could set his presets for his mixer. And a lady came in and she was like, she brought in like 24 boxes of beer. And I was like, "What's that?" And she was like, "Oh, these are all beers that fell out of their cases. We can't sell them anymore." And I was like, "So
we'll drink
drinking
them."
them?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Drink them, take them home." I was like, "Shit." Dude, we had
So wait, is it like that scene in like Big Daddy where he like smashes the can and he puts a dent in it or something like that? He gets
See, I have pictures of my guitarist. Like I drove us home that night, and I have pictures of my guitarist. Like he was like in the front seat. Well, Rory, it's Justin. You remember Justin, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like if this was his body sitting back in the seat, his head was just like this, like just hanging. Like he was like head was in his lap, dude. I was like, holy shit. We didn't make it to work that day, but yeah, I give this. Well, okay, I give it a 3.5 for sure.
Oh, so you went from a 4 to 3.5.
Yeah, no,
Oh, shit, man.
four is a little high. Like,
I'm giving it a 3.3. I like the whole 3 area. Like it's not a bad amber ale, but like I'll drink it on a regular.
Full 3 on everything though. Like that's just not fun.
No, he went like
I don't want to be
half on the second one.
Dude, that Lanternfly was dog
mind,
shit, dude. Everything that we've had. This is the 3rd episode of Drink It or Leave It, so it's like everything that we've had was like pretty decent. Like I've done my research. I was like, I want to drink good beer.
It brought it down.
honestly, I thought
Lanternflies. No,
Lanternfly was trash.
You thought
did.
Dogfish was the worst or the best?
no, I thought it was gonna be the worst. Like when you sent me all those beers, I was like, damn, he sent me.
Dude,
Dog.
I
Like-
agree, dude. Like that's crazy. Like, for you to say that because you're from like close to where Dogfish Head is. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of surprised you said that.
Yeah, for some reason, I thought that Dogfish was from Maryland. It's not Dogfish, it's Flying Dog is from Maryland.
Flying Dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Dogfish is in Delaware.
Yeah, Dogfish is in Delaware, but we like a lot of restaurants and like places around here, they have Dogfish like
Dude, they're huge.
it's fucking huge. But yeah, Flying Dog. That's why I think I like this more because it tastes nothing like Flying Dog. I cannot drink bro. Like
Flying Dog Raging Bitch is my shit, dude.
Dude, that is a good beer, but that's the only good beer they have.
That's
dude, he's like, no.
that's the first craft beer I ever had. We bought a 6-pack, and me and my friend drank 1 beer each, and we didn't even finish them. And he looked at me. He was like, "Dog," like we were just getting in and drinking craft, and he was like, "Dog, I can't finish this." I was like, "I can't finish this shit either." I was like, "You want to like pause of this shit and just say fuck it and go get a 12-pack or something?" He was like, "Yeah, we just got a 12-pack." And they're like,
Ah.
yeah, kicking it back to the basics.
Old Faithful, dude.
Zach, give your rating.
What you
Real
got on
quick.
what you got on the leveler? What you think?
He said
On the leveler?
I
said, yeah.
He said
I was
4.
like, it's a 3. Yeah, I'm
3.5.
Three?
I don't dislike it. I mean, you can't trust anything I'm saying though, because I can't taste anything. So I'm just like,
That's true, dude. You got like this. Yeah, you're a cheat code right now.
yeah, it was like kind of refreshing IPA, soy sauce. I mean, this one's like
Soy sauce.
kind of soy sauce mixed with the first one. It's kind of saucy, but it's still like it's not as bad.
I feel like it's like
as
it's super
Lanternfly.
smooth, like for an amber ale, every time I've had like an amber ale, it's like too smooth, if that makes any sense. Like, you know what I mean? But like that little bit of bite at the end, I'll give it like a 3 point. I'll give it like a 3.5. I'll
You're
give
a
it
cock.
3.5.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, listen, I'm trying to be as fair as possible here. I'm not trying to bullshit these guys. I want to give them like fair criticism of what they got to work.
It's a good smooth
I
beer.
hope.
It's a
I
very
thought it
rare.
might be a 5.
That's what I said. I said 3.5. I was like, that's not. No, I said 3.3.
Dude, I got kind of.
You said
up.
3.5, Rory.
Nobody wanted to go 4. If somebody would have went like 4 and like stuck to their guns, I probably went with 5. I probably would have.
All I drink is like seltzers now, though. So I'm,
Dude, seltzers are awesome. Like, yo, you remember?
It doesn't bloat you. It's good.
Well, seltzers are kind of like
fantastic.
Seltzers are kind of like how TikTok was. Like, TikTok came around just like seltzers came around, and people were afraid to acknowledge they existed, and like they were like awesome. And then like after a while, you were like, oh shit, like this thing's here to stay. And then like you start having it, and like it becomes like a more normal thing. And then you're like, dude, I fuck with seltzers. And like people are like, yeah, I download TikTok and I make TikToks. It's the same shit.
Dude,
it's a crock.
Honestly, I like the way this beer feels in my hands. Like it's got, I don't know, the packaging on this is what gets me, honestly. Like I
thought you were gonna get like very like deep and say like I like the way that the beer inside the can feels in my hand, and I was like, dude, like that's like too much, bro.
It is 10 out of 10 packaging. I will say that it's really cool.
Good luck,
dude. It's cool. I did so my buddy out here, he has a YouTube channel that he does like live reactions to, and his favorite bands are Fit for a King and ABR. So he definitely had these, but when he's doing his reactions, he also does like a craft beer rating. He's usually like it's like brew of choice, and he like shouts out the beer or whatever. But when I went and he did an entire album review of Fit for a King's new album. And he was just like, yeah, the brew of choice is this ABR beer. And then he like poured it. And I was like, damn, I hope he lets me try it. Like, but it was like in the middle of COVID. So obviously we didn't fucking do that whole thing. But I was like, damn, I kind of wanted to try that. And like, I saw this when he had it. And I was like, damn, that shit looks so good. But my drummer, one of his favorite bands is ABR. And of course, when you sent it to me, I sent him a picture. I was like, check this shit out. And he was like, hey, yo, where'd you get that? Are you drinking it? And I was like, yeah, it's accounted for. I'm sorry. He was like, can I have the can? He's like, can I have the can when you're done? I think I'm gonna give him the can. I like ABR, but like he would really enjoy this a lot more than what I would just having it.
Like, yeah, it's a collector's item. I mean,
it technically is. Technically.
Yeah. He's seen ABR, I want to say 12 times in the last 7 years.
Yeah, they just played in Philly like to start their tour. I think it was like Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had practiced that day. I was like, "Fuck, man, I wanted to go," because they're doing the whole Constellations album like back to front, or front to back rather. Just fucking sick.
Yeah, before the pandemic, that Christmas show that they did in Lancaster.
Yeah,
I had a friend who she like ran merch for one of the bands, so she got me in, and I went up there. I spent my birthday there actually. Lancaster's a fun little town. Like we ended up leaving the show a little early. And we just went downtown, went to a pub. Like,
yeah, dude, like that's where our label's at. So like every time we go up there, it's like a fun time. Like,
yeah, it felt so like backwards in time. Like we went into a pub and everybody's smoking cigarettes in there. Like I don't smoke anymore. Like I've been cigarette free. I'm going on my 4th year now, so like I'm super hype about that. It's my 4th year. But yeah, we're like in there and people are smoking cigarettes and like we're just fucking drinking and it's loud. People are watching sports, football and shit. And I'm just like, damn, I feel like I'm in a movie right now. Like that was the vibe that shit gave me. I was like, I really like this. But I mean, I stayed for like the whole concert. Like we watched ABR because ABR play. I want to say they played for over an hour, so we didn't stay for the whole set. But their lights were like outrageous, dude. Like
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah, they're pretty wild, man.
But yeah, the whole night it was great. Like, and I believe the show that they played in, well, I don't know. Ice Nine Kills. I think Ice Nine Kills just played a show in Lancaster. Like,
Yeah, they did the launch festival because we were actually supposed to play that.
yeah.
So
So where Launch was, that's where their Christmas show was. It's at that Marriott Hotel. Yeah,
yeah, it's that huge ass hotel. Yeah.
yes. So when that festival, I watched all of Knocked Loose's set from
Dude, they're so fucking good, dude.
so from backstage. I was like on the stage. It was because I'm friends with the guys from Currents, and my friend Chris was like, "Yo, come up here and watch," and I was like, "All right," and I'm just like watching them play from backstage, and that shit looks so crazy. Like I saw like at least 15 to 20 people crowd surfing in there, and I was just like, this is madness. Like this is like it just looked like total destruction out there, and that's such a cool fucking venue. I want to rip that stage so bad one day. Like it's so cool in there. But
yeah, George, we're talking about Launch and like like last week's show and all that stuff. So.
Rory, who did your vocals for Hawk? Who was that out there? Do you remember?
Oh, that's Pat. It's Patrick from Ice and Kills.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Him and Ricky did it. Yeah, dude. That was like one of my favorite features I had ever been a part of. It was like
it's really good.
I had heard Old Hawk and I was like, yeah, and I know Ricky, so I was like, yeah, I'll do something. And then he sent me Universes, and I was like, this is the coolest fucking song I've ever heard for Hawk. Like, so it's just like very different than their other shit. So, yeah, I was like, damn, I can't wait. That'd be cool to like play that with them one day. But yeah, it's a good time, man. I'm jealous. I would love to play a show, but I mean,
eventually it will happen. It's crazy because I had like a plethora of like. What how do I want to explain it? Like, somebody who knows somebody. So like I had Andreas from Siamese, then Matt from Slaves came on, and then you guys are here. But you also featured on Siamese for one of their singles too, which is like, do you like let's just like do you and Kellen Quinn, because Kellen Quinn does a lot of features. Which is good in a sense, because like not only is he supporting good underground music, but he's putting his vocals out there. Like, do you find it difficult to choose who you want to work with, or like do you like how does your process go with like choosing to be a feature on another song in a sense?
I have to hear it and I have to kind of like vibe with it. There was definitely a point a few years ago where I was just like really desperate for cash. So on most stuff, I'd be like, yes, let's do something. And now though, it's nice. It gets to be a little bit more like there's a guy who's like really well known in the scene. He was doing something and I thought he was going to send me something like super cool. And he sent me something and I was like, I'm not like, I just feel like you can get an instrument and you're like, oh, I hear this, like I can write this over it. And there's just sometimes where you get something and you're like, that is not inspiring me at all. Like I don't think I'm the guy for this. So it depends on the band, depends on the song, but yeah, I love the guys in Hawk, so I mean that was like an easy choice, and I just happen to love like that particular song. I was like, this is great, like I would love to do something over this. So it just kind of depends, but it keeps me busy too. Just like I feel like it keeps me on like my toes when I'm writing and stuff. So,
but all right, let's close this episode out. I'm kind of drunk and like we need to fucking like We need
before
to.
we go into like, talking
I don't
about
want to draw. I
Hey,
really don't want to draw this out when I'm fucking wasted. Like fucking like drinking
well,
beers and shit.
it's like it's almost 2 a.m. here, so like
No.
Yeah.
No. It's 1:52. But
Fuck, dude. I
I'll
gotta
close
get
this out. Jesus Christ, guys, we drank, dude. This is what I'm saying. Like, we cut this down to 3 beers and I'm still drunk. It's so refreshing to see Savage Hands and Dayseeker to come to a relevancy for touring and to be releasing new music and to be in the studio and such. And not only do we get to like taste test like cool fucking beers and shit, it's nice to know that like the industry is starting to open back up for the professional careers that you guys both have.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the beers. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Thanks for having us, man. It was fun.
absolutely.